Hello, welcome back to Lifeline. My co-presenter Maggie Philbin isn't with me. She's expecting her first baby very soon. So in the studio this month, there's another familiar face on your screens, Debbie Greenwood.
Hello, and we start with the latest charity news. On Sunday, March the 20th, there'll be a gala night of 100 stars at the Adelphi Theatre in London. That's in the presence of Her Royal Highness Princess Margaret. Now, there'll be a fabulous lineup of American and British stars, including names like Ken Kercheval, he's Cliff Barnes in Dallas, and Fiona Fullerton. The aim is to raise £120,000 for the Royal National Institute for the Blind Sunshine Fund for blind babies and young people, and it marks the 70th anniversary of the association.
Every baby born blind and every child blinded by illness or injury needs special help and understanding. Parents need guidance and support too. That's where the RNIB's Sunshine Fund helps, providing expert tuition, lots of encouragement and special equipment to enable blind children to fulfill their potential and lead independent lives.
A new feature film on video telling the true and powerful story of Teddy Kennedy Jr.'s courageous fight against cancer is to help raise funds for Britain's unique cancer charity, Backup. That's the British Association for Cancer United Patients. Now, sales of the film will help to raise £25,000 to fund two of Backup's Cancer Information Service nurses, who will then help more than 7,000 families in the coming year. Now, manned throughout the week by a team of professionals, Backup advises on all aspects of coping and caring, from diet to dealing with simple problems like hair loss, to understanding the different types of cancer and their treatment.
Finally, we have news of an unusual project started this week. James Nash, a chartered surveyor working in the City of London, has set out on an adventurous ride in the footsteps of the Crusaders. His journey will be made on horseback and will take him from Istanbul to Jerusalem, a distance of approximately 1,500 miles.
Well, James has been doing some serious training with the Household Cavalry, and through sponsors, he hopes to raise at least £85,000 for the St John Ophthalmic Hospital in Jerusalem. Now, the hospital treats up to 50,000 outpatients and carries out 5,000 operations every year.
During this present troubled climate, it isn't always easy for patients to reach the hospital on the West Bank, so outreach vehicles go to the villages every week to diagnose eye disease, give on-the-spot treatment, and train local villagers in primary health care. The St John Ophthalmic Hospital is a unique centre of care and compassion, but it is currently facing closure because of severe financial crisis.
Now, James Nash will meet his own expenses so that every single penny he raises on his journey can go directly to the hospital.
This month's Lifeline appeal is on behalf of the Talking Newspaper Association of the United Kingdom. Alan Titchmarsh has been finding out how the association operates and has met just two of the many visually handicapped people who benefit regularly from this exceptional service.
You know, I always look forward to Sundays. I mean, there's nothing better than putting your feet up and getting stuck into the papers. And even if you haven't read them today, I bet that at some point over the last week you've picked up a newspaper or a magazine for information or just for pleasure. But what about the thousands of people who can't read a newspaper because they're blind or even partially sighted? Well, there is an organisation that helps them keep in touch. Richard Foster discovered that a year ago when he started taking a talking newspaper.
And dismay in Environment Lobby. Then a shot in the foot for gun legislation.
Every Thursday I get a summary of the Independent newspaper. It comes in the post, through post, on a little wallet like that, and you just open it and take the cassette out. It's a perfectly standard domestic cassette. This is a 90-minute cassette, and it's a summary of the previous week's contents of the newspaper. Additionally to the general news, you get items of general interest which wouldn't be covered on news programmes or on most of the other radio programmes as well. It is a way of getting material that isn't otherwise available to us. As well as the national newspaper, I get various other magazines. I'm passionately interested in classical music, so I get the magazine of that name and also the Gramophone magazine. It's extremely convenient to have this material on cassette because you can hear it whenever you've got a moment and you're in the mood to play one of the cassettes. You just can put it in the machine and start it up and it'll immediately give you what you want.
Hello, and welcome to the digest of The Independent for the week 25th of February to the 2nd of March 1988.
This is recorded by the Talking Newspaper Association of the United Kingdom, based at Heathfield.
The Talking Newspaper Association makes over 100 national newspapers and magazines available in cassette form to anyone who's unable to read because of a visual or physical handicap. Here, and at 2 other centres, selected extracts are recorded onto tape, copied and posted to around 8,000 subscribers all over the country.
The association charges £7 per publication per annum. Now, this doesn't cover the cost, but we'd prefer not to increase the price too much because the majority of people who receive our tapes are either elderly or pensioners, and they wouldn't be able to afford the service. And this would be very sad because we know from the feedback that we get from our listeners that not only are we providing them with entertainment and information, but we're company to them as well.
Dear Talking Newspaper, thank you for your tapes. I love to hear the postman dropping them onto my mat. I feel that you are all my friends, and you bring into my murky life some fresh air.
There's a talking newspaper to suit every age and most interests, and the association also plays an important role in keeping people in touch with their local community.
Sunday afternoon walkers in Frant will soon be able to spend a moment admiring the rolling parkland stretching out towards Crowborough.
Because of an eye infection, Elizabeth Gowans will never be able to see the changes taking place in her local area, but she can hear about them.
Out by trees, hedges and overgrown scrubland.
It was wonderful for me to find I could get the local newspaper on tape. One is apt to get rather isolated as regards local goings-on, and it opened quite a new area to me. I, really look forward to it coming on a Monday, and, it covers such a lot of things, really.
There are talking newspaper groups all over the country putting local papers on tape, but there aren't enough. There are still many areas where this local service doesn't exist, and thousands of blind people who are deprived of that link with the community. The Talking Newspaper Association urgently needs your help, not just to set up these badly needed local services, but simply to survive. The money they get from subscriptions just isn't enough. Every day, 40 people lose their sight. One day, it could be you or me. Wouldn't it be good to know we could still enjoy our favourite newspapers and magazines? So if you've been able to watch this appeal, please help improve life for those who've been able to listen by giving as much as you can.
Wonderful service. Does keep the blind in touch too.
Does, it's a smashing idea. And if you'd like to give, you can phone in now using any of the 4 major credit cards. The number to ring is 01992 5522. That's 01992 5522. And we'll be keeping those lines open for the next 2.5 hours.
If you would like to send a donation by post, it's cheques and postal orders only, please, to Alan Titchmarsh, Talking Newspaper Association of the United Kingdom, P.O. Box 7, London W36XJ. That's Alan Titchmarsh, Talking Newspaper Association of the United Kingdom, P.O. Box 7, London W36XJ. The address is also in Radio Times and on page 189 of CFAX.